Hi, and welcome back to Unit 7, Number 4, Listening. We are working on page 82 on your book. Okay, the first thing we're going to watch are these pictures right here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it says the pictures illustrate 3 issues people have with the modern world. What do you think they are? Okay, so you see a guy with a mask right here saying hello. You see somebody, a lot of question marks, asking themselves what they're reading on their phones. And then you see all these lights and all these people at night on the street. Okay, so what do you think they are? Okay, you're going to start by writing down your first answer for letter A. And then for letter B, listen and check your ideas in 1A. What invention is each speaker proposing? Write one sentence to summarize each idea. That means that on letter B, you're going to write down 3 sentences. Okay, so let's listen.
Track 3.28. 1. Politicians, media pundits, writers, and students get away with claims that are not based on fact. If I was ruler of the world for a day, I would install fact-checker apps into our smartphones, into our computers, so that when facts were broken, when people told lies or told mistruths, our phones went brrr, or the lines on our computer screen popped up in red. That way, we'd know what was fact and what was fiction. Of course, I wouldn't apply it to everyone. I wouldn't apply it to poets, to novelists, and others who specialise in imaginary ideas. My aim would be to ensure that we benefit from the age of the Internet of Things to have an Internet of facts and ideas. And through this, we would hopefully get away from the infuriating falsehoods that are being widely disseminated. Over time, good ideas would be spread far and wide, and bad ideas would be seen as a joke, rather than being the source of misinformation and perpetuating ignorance. 2.
The invention I would like to propose is a remote control that can modulate the amount of sensory information you get, the amount of sound or smell, visual information, etc. I came up with this idea because I cycle around London quite a lot, and every day I notice how much I am bombarded with the sounds of traffic and the smells of the city and visual advertising and media. I think this is something that in general people deal with in a number of different ways. Often it relies on putting more information or stimulus into your body, like wearing headphones or looking in your phone. A remote control would allow you to tone down what's there. I imagine it would work like a force field you can set at your ideal level, because everyone is different. And everyone has different ideal levels, and it just filters everything that comes in and out.
3. Well, my idea for changing the world is quite simple, and it can be justified on the grounds of justice and fairness. It is simply that when someone is interviewed for a job, for example, that they should have to conceal their appearance. They would have to wear a mask. They would not be able to exploit their, let's say, personal or their social visual capital. They would have to be judged according to their merit. It would create a level playing field. It would ensure that the best person was recruited to a company, irrespective of whether that person was good-looking or ugly as conventionally determined. It would serve the interest both of fairness, in respect of that person's rights, and it would ensure a level playing field, therefore, for that reason. But it would also ensure the most meritocratic outcome. The best person will be chosen for the job.
Okay, now that you listened and read, okay, you can check your answers. You can pause the video if you have them correctly. So here they are. Check if they're similar to the ones right here. Okay, and then on letter C, it says listen to each idea again. What impact does each speaker intend their idea to have? Okay, you're also going to answer those 3 ideas, and you can check that your answers go like the suggested answers right here. You can pause the video and check them as well. Okay, that's for A, B, and C. Now we go all the way to D, where it says, what kind of person do you think each inventor is? What experiences might lie behind their idea? And we have some suggestions right here. So you're going to write down 3 ways that the kind of person you think the inventors are, okay? and that's for letter D. For letter E, it says you will hear an expert comment on each idea. Are they likely to think it's a good idea? Listen and check. Okay, you're going to listen and then you're going to check and you're going to tell me which letter did you choose for 1, 2, and 3. If you choose A or if you chose B. Okay, so let's listen.
Track 3.29. 1.
It's hard to argue with the idea that we want truth over falsehood. I think the trickiest part of this is actually knowing what the truth is and what facts are and aren't correct. And so, my biggest concern would be that the fact app might itself be full of falsehoods that we haven't found out yet or could be used to deceive us.
2.
I was intrigued, though, by the idea that you want to filter out these noises or smells or whatever it is when you're cycling. Isn't there a danger you could miss out something that's rather important for your safety? For example, you might just miss that taxi that was coming round the corner that you didn't know about. So turned down, you go straight into it. So I think you need a smart filter which would be able to recognise what was essential for you to see and hear. Red traffic lights, for example, and what could safely be filtered out, like advertisements or noise from building sites.
3.
It's a fascinating idea, and it's very close to home for me, because I've hired hundreds of people and done hundreds of job interviews, many of which have been over Skype or telephone. And I think I like the values and the spirit behind the suggestion. My hesitation about it is that, they say 80% of communication is nonverbal, and I think a lot comes across in expressions and bearing. Some of it is unfortunate and shouldn't influence your decision. Some of it is actually essential, I think, to assess someone's characteristics for a job. So I'm not sure what I think.
Okay, after you listen to it, you can go back on the video and listen again. Okay, these are the answers. Check them that you have them exactly like they are in here. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to language and context. Information. Complete the sentences from the recording with the words in the box. Listen and check. Okay, so let's find out.
Track 3.30. A.
Politicians, media pundits, writers, and students get away with claims that are not based on fact.
B.
We would hopefully get away from the infuriating falsehoods that are being widely disseminated.
C.
Bad ideas would be seen as a joke rather than being the source of misinformation and perpetuating ignorance.
D.
It just filters everything that comes in and out.
E. When someone is interviewed for a job, that they should have to conceal their appearance.
Okay, now that you heard it, your answers must have been the following right here. Okay, so check the answers correctly. You can pause the video and find out. Okay, and now which words of the box refer to information which is true, information which may be true, information which isn't true, and sharing or hiding information? Okay, according to the words in the box, the answers are information which is true is a fact. Okay, that's a fact. Information which may be true is a claim. Information which isn't true is falsehoods and misinformation. And sharing or hiding information would be disseminated for sharing and conceal and filters for hiding. Okay, so check that your answers are correct. And on letter H, which invention appeals to you the most and why? Choose one and write down your answer. Now, on number 5, it's a speaking exercise. So you don't have to work in small groups. You actually have to think of an invention or a new idea that could be something that would make life easier or better, something that irritates you and which you would like to change, a social problem that your idea would solve, and something that would be fun or interesting. Develop your idea together and make notes. Take turns rehearsing what you will say and limit what you say to 60 seconds. Choose one person from each group to present your idea to the class within 60 seconds. In this case, what you're going to do is write something down that would take you 60 seconds to read, okay? And we're going to hold that. You're going to send that answer, and when we get back, you'll be able to read your answer. So which idea you think is the best and why? Well, when we get together, we'll listen to everybody else's answers. Okay, so this would be page 82. So see you guys next class.